Hello again, my name is Maria and just wanted to make another video today. And so I was thinking about a topic to talk about, and one of them that came up was to be alive, to be truly alive. And so what I want to say is I am a very passionate person. I'm a very passionate person. I'm passionate about life. I'm passionate about self-improvement. I'm passionate about self-love. I am passionate about self-healing. I am passionate about being playful, being joyful, having fun, living in the moment. I'm passionate about life and being alive, being truly alive and connected with oneself inside. And I meet so many people that aren't truly alive. I mean, of course, they're breathing and they're alive. But I just feel they're not really connected to their passion inside, to their life, to their aliveness, to their emotions, So I wanted to say that, and I think maybe one of the reasons is because people are afraid to be themselves. And this is something I struggle with, being myself. And there's such a yearning inside of me to just be myself. And when I am myself with my friends, miracles happen. Like, I am so well received by most people, and it's amazing. When I am just myself, I shine and I feel happy, and and I still get scared sometimes, like, oh, what are they gonna think? Are they not gonna receive me? But it doesn't, or how are they gonna react? But then it's like, that doesn't matter, because just by being myself and loving myself, I am automatically giving permission for other people to be themselves and to love themselves. And the important people, the people that really matter in my life, are going to love the way I am, and they're going to love that I'm being myself. And so, yeah, my message is to be alive, to be more alive, to not be afraid to be yourself, to be open, to be transparent, to be vulnerable, to be joyful, to be fun, playful, silly, to be in touch with your emotions. If you need to cry, cry. Crying is it's a gift. Crying is a gift. When we cry, our body releases endorphins, and endorphins are pain relieving. Endorphins help relieve pain, make us feel good. So yeah, if you need to cry, cry. If you need to feel angry and express your anger in a healthy, constructive way. Just be in touch with your feelings, emotions. Be alive. Be alive. And so, yeah, I am super passionate, and I don't think I haven't always been this passionate or been in touch with my passion, because I do believe we all have passion inside of us and aliveness, and we can be more in alignment with our own passion. And but I wasn't always like this, because when I was little, I grew up in a very, very, very abusive environment. So most of the time I was just very introverted and very to myself, repressed a lot of emotions, and just was afraid to live and be myself because it wasn't really accepted in my household, and I didn't even really realize that concept of what it was to be yourself and to embrace your beautifulness, your amazingness. And so, but I think, and I've talked about it in other videos, that I've gone through a lot of abuse. And it's not that I'm dwelling on it and I'm trying to dwell on it. I'm just expressing my whole life. I'm expressing what it meant to go through all of that. So yeah, I went through a lot, extreme suffering, but I didn't go through it just to suffer. There was a point to it. There was a great point to it, and that's part of that's where my passion comes in. There was a point to it. I went through the extreme suffering to get to the other side of the spectrum. Yeah, like I suffered, and so here's darkness, extreme pain and suffering. And on the other side is love, joy, aliveness, beauty. And so I know that I went through all that suffering because I feel like if I would have just gone through mediocre level of suffering, if I would have had an easier life with my parents, if I would have had a great childhood or a mediocre childhood, then I would not have questioned probably. I don't think I would have questioned all my belief systems, all the belief systems that I was exposed to and conditioned to believe. I wouldn't have. But since my whole world crumbled at such a young age, my whole world just crumbled. I felt so much pain to the point of I was severely depressed when I was little. There was periods of times where I was severely depressed and suicidal, and just because of all the pain that was going on. And of course, anybody in my situation would have been like, okay, I think being dead is probably a better option, you know, to end the pain and the suffering. But of course, I'm glad, you know, I'm still here. I'm still here. And, but since I went through all that at such a young age, all that suffering, that's what made me question religion, Catholicism, the religion that my parents introduced me to, which is very fear-based, and I don't agree with. And it's fine if that's the path you've chosen and it's helping you. If you're at least getting something out of it, that's beautiful. But for me, I totally had to question religion, my parents' behaviors, why they were acting so hateful and ugly. I questioned their culture, where they came from. I questioned what they grew up with themselves. I questioned the whole world at large and just belief systems and ideologies and thoughts and traditions that weren't healthy traditions, that are just, I feel like, blindly following traditions, certain traditions that are not in alignment with self-love and respect to women. And so it made me question all that, all the belief systems, right? And it made me decide what I wanted to believe, what I wanted to have in my life, you know, how I wanted to live my life. It made me question, how do I want to create my life? What kind of thoughts, what kind of beliefs do I want to recreate, you know? And yeah, and that's why I have so much passion, and I feel like I need to express that to other people as well, to myself, but other people, and let them know that, yeah, the point of all the suffering, and yeah, sometimes I'm like, wow, why did I have to go through all that stuff, right? Which is normal for human beings. But at the same time, I'm like, when I look at the bigger picture, I say, that is what makes me such a passionate person. I'm in touch with that passion, and I've been on one side of the spectrum of darkness and pain, and I've learned what love is not. I've really learned what love was not, and how to not treat people. I learned how to hate myself from my parents. My parents taught me self-hate and self-loathing, like really deep self-loathing, self-hate. And the religion that I was in also taught, the religion that I was raised, Catholicism, also taught me to hate myself and my body and my sexuality, which I do not agree with. Sexuality is beautiful and sacred, and we should not feel ashamed about our sexuality. Our sexuality is sacred. And so by, by suffering and being in such darkness and such pain, it taught me what self-hate was, and it taught me what self-love was not. It taught me what love was not. And so on the other side of the spectrum, there's self-love, there's joy, there's unconditional love, there's healing, there's joy, right? Laughter, beauty, fun, acceptance of yourself, just true self-love. And so that's why I'm so passionate about self-love, self-healing, and healing our wounds inside of us. So we do not carry those wounds on to children if we end up choosing to have children, that we don't continue imprinting these wounds on other children. And I really do feel like one of my missions in life is to heal my wounds, step by step, of course, baby steps. And by healing my wounds, I'm going to heal all the ancestors that ever lived. And who knows where these wounds started, how it started, and how it kept unconsciously going generation after generation. But I am healing my inner wounds. And I've already started, and I've already done a lot of self-healing work on myself, which I'm so proud of myself. And I still got a long way to go, but I love it. I love it because by healing these wounds, I'm healing the past, the ancestors, and the future as well, if I choose to have a child. But the ripples are going back to the past, and they're going to the future. And that's how it works. And yeah, that's why I feel like all the things I went through just made me a very conscious and aware person. And I'm not saying I'm the most aware person, because I still have probably so much that I don't know. I'm sure I have a lot that I don't know. And it's okay. But yeah, so the message, the topic started off with just being alive, being passionate, being in touch with yourself, being in touch with what's inside, being alive, being like we came down here to this earth to be alive, to have fun, to enjoy it as well, not to be robots, and just, unconsciously in survival mode. We didn't come here to be just in survival mode. We came here to thrive. It's our birthright to thrive. It is our birthright to be abundant, to thrive, to love ourselves. It is our birthright. Okay, I'm going to let you go because this video has gotten pretty long. And so, yeah, I'm just sending out so much love and light and laughter and healing. And it's time to heal the wounds. It's time to heal our wounds, if we want to, of course, We want to. Yes, so sending out so much love and light and wisdom and awareness. And yeah, all right. Thank you. Have a great and beautiful day, beautiful people.